Which is better for muscle growth, machines or free weights? This question gets asked so often, and today we're gonna answer it, and I'm not gonna give the bullshit answer of, bro, it doesn't matter, because I do think it does. Now, just to make it clear at the beginning of the video, when I refer to machines, I do not include cables in that. I know that exercises on a cable station or something like a cable row or a lat pull down like with a cable is technically not considered free weights, but I'm going to refer to them as free weight exercises, and I'm not going to refer to them as machine exercises. When I say machines, what I mean is machines that actually like restrict your movement. So something like a calf raise machine, or something like a lying leg curl, seated leg curl, a chest press machine, things of that nature. Now, going to the gym recently has started becoming very popular, and you know, when I started going to middle school, I remember in my class there was one guy that was going to the gym, and then like a month after I started going, I entered as well, and we were two for such a long time, and then everybody started to join, and literally like when I graduated, almost everybody in my class quit the sport that they were doing and they started going to the gym. And one thing that I often heard from a guy who recently started going to the gym from my class was, I don't do squats and RDS yet because I'm only a beginner, and so I'm only doing machine exercises to like build up a little bit of a base. It doesn't make any sense. It's complete bullshit. When you're a beginner, that's exactly when you should be learning how to squat, how to RDL, how to bench press, how to overhead press. And literally there's absolutely zero reason why a beginner should stick only to machines compared to free weights. You cannot say any reason to that. You can say, oh, but free weight exercises are very high skill and they're hard to learn. If you never start doing them, you will never learn them. Now, one big problem with machines is that the majority of machines are shitty, and therefore the majority of machines in your gym are probably shitty as well. And so therefore, if you're a beginner, I recommend you to use them sparingly, because you will not be able to differentiate good and bad machines. And don't think like, oh, well, I have to isolate this specific like muscle fiber. You don't have to like super isolate the muscle. You don't have to get like fucking TikTok optimal exercises. And I can assure you that there are plenty of time-tested exercises that use free weights and that work very well in growing muscle. Now, okay, you can do a bunch of shit with free weight exercises, we've covered that, but are machines gonna be better? In some cases, yes. Certain machines like a lying leg curl do something that doesn't necessarily have like an accessible free weight version. You can do Nordic curls, sure, but I mean, they're not impossible to do, but the level of entry is very high. And also, even the people who can do them, honestly, I don't see a bunch of jack dudes doing Nordic curls. Standing calf raise is also something that you cannot really replicate with free weights because of how unstable it is. So in those cases, beginner, advanced, doesn't matter. Go and use the machines. Now, in other cases, if we're actually talking about a good machine that was properly set up, because a lot of people don't even set up their fucking machines. Most people either don't know how to set up their machines, so they use a setup that doesn't work well for them, or even worse, they will use the setup that the previous guy used. Like, how many times have I seen 5'3" girls who came in a machine after me and didn't do anything with the settings? I'm 6'3". Whatever the best setting is for me, it's definitely not gonna be the best for them. So set up your machines and like actually experiment with what works the best for you. Whenever I try a new machine, the first thing I will do is try all of the settings and see which one feels the best, and then I will literally like write it into my training logbook so that I don't forget it and I don't have to test it again next time. I will literally write down like seat, hole number 3, the little thing at the legs, hole number 2, and the next time it will take me 10 seconds to set up the machine. But yes, if we're talking about a good machine, it can actually be better because machines are generally more stable, and so you will be able to grind more. A good example is a hack squat. If I would have to rank quad exercises, I would put the hack squat either at first or second, but when it comes to the most effective quad exercise that's also beginner friendly, it's definitely number 1 because it's very stable, it's not technical at all, you literally just have to bend your knees, and it essentially forces you into a knee bend that is way more difficult to achieve with a squat and way more technical. But when it comes to most pull down machines or some sort of overhead press machine or a bicep machine, you're just better off doing pull-ups, a barbell overhead press, a whatever bicep exercise with dumbbells. I've tried so many machines at this point for biceps, and any week of the day, any day of the week, I'm gonna pick a dumbbell preacher curl. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, I barely use machines. I have 2 programs, which is actually essentially only one program. It's just the exercises that are changing. and I change those every couple of months. Usually I do one program for at least 3 months, but that doesn't matter. What matters is in the 2 programs together, I have literally 4 exercises on machines. I'm gonna tell you what those are. It's a seated leg curl, lying leg curl, a standing calf raise machine, and the hex squat. And I am thinking about adding a Smith JM press to the program, which would make it 5. The rest of my training is barbells, dumbbells, calisthenics, and cable exercises. Now, that's not because I have any sort of beef with machines or anything, and I'm not trying to like push on you to not use machines. The reason why I barely use machines is because I don't find them necessarily, most of them. The ones that I use, I mean, nothing is necessary, but they're either necessary or just so useful that it would be just stupid to not use them. So in a sense, like, I get more rewards from using the machine than I get like punishment for using the machine. And I'm telling you right now what the punishment is and why I fucking hate machines. They're always taken. The reason why literally like 90, probably even more, like 95% of my training is on stuff like barbells, dumbbells, calisthenics, and cables is because they are available all the time. Luckily, my gym does actually have quite a couple of dumbbells, barbells, squat racks, benches, and several cable stations as well. And I'm always trying to go at times to the gym when I know that nobody is going to be there, or at least I know that it's not rush hour. And even like this, very often I have to wait for equipment, which I absolutely hate. And that's the other thing, I superset literally everything that I can. And so I don't want people to take my machine. If somebody wants to work in and they ask me, then it's all good. I'm not trying to be like a gym douche or something, but thank you. I like doing my training in peace, quickly and effectively. And also, most machines are either crappy or I just don't need them. So I only use what I deem essential, and that's it. The conclusion is that you can get pretty much everything done with only free weights. Using machines can actually be better if you're using a good machine and you're setting it up well, but you don't really need machines. You can grow pretty well without them. And if you pick any machine at your gym, 9 out of 10 times I'm gonna be able to say a better free weight option. Click here to find out why you're actually wasting your time when you're watching Red Pill videos, and peace.